Okay, so the final talk of the session is Siddharth Gogar from Flex, and he's going to talk about running a SEBA pod.
Hi, good evening all. My name is Siddharth and I work as an SDN and infrastructure engineer at Flex. Today I would be going over to QA results, test cases, and some results from running a SEBA pod. The agenda for today is overview of Flex, QA and Flex pods, COD certification program, which is a new initiative within a small group has been working on that, then SEBA pod, test cases, results, and what's next with Flex and ONF. And in the end, I have a pop quiz. Let's see how much you guys are learning in last 2 days. So we are Flex. We are manufacturing and design centers. We have more than 100 sites over 30 countries, more than 200K employees, and 2,500 design centers. And the spacing is more than 52 million square feet in manufacturing and services space. So Flex has been working with COD projects since 2016, where we joined COD as a collaborator. Since then, we have been constantly providing resources and a lab for QA activities. And today, we are QA lab for COD. This QA lab, let me go through the Flex journey from COD 1.0 to COD 6.0 and beyond. We first started COD project by installing COD in a box. This was a single node deployment, as you mentioned. This was our first step to learn what COD is and to get associated with the COD project. Then we upgraded our fabric to a 10 gig fabric and had a manual deployment. There were a lot of issues with this deployment, so we moved forward towards automation using Jenkins. Over then, in first half of 2017, we had a Jenkins-based automated installation available, and our fabric was on 40 gig network. Later on, we opened this lab as a community lab where we onboarded partners such as Spirent, Polaris, and Edge Code into our environment to do collaborative work. In first half of 2018, we also published COD 5.0 QA reports and did an OCP-based COD installation demonstration. And today we are presenting a SEBA test plan demonstration, and also we are contributing to COD certification program. At a high level, these are all the pods which are available at Flex. The first is ONO's dev test environment, which is being used for some specific telco customer for SEBA for Tradis related testing. The second is the COD 5.0 lab, for which we did a published in SOAK and stability report with Spirent. Also, we did an OCP-based installation, and this is just one of those racks. And the last one is about the SEBA test plan, which I'm demonstrating today. All of these are available to community via Cloud Labs VPN network. Before starting with the SEBA pod, I would like to give a shout out on the COD certification program. A small group has been working in defining COD certification program for different design which ONF is coming from. In order that service provider have confidence on deploying COD in their field, they need to be very confident about is the equipment which is coming into their field, is it certified or not? This is what the job of COD certification program would be. The first reference platform which COD certification would be working on would be the SEBA. Now, how would this SEBA certification workflow would be? Interested vendors would go and submit a request to COD certification brigade that I want to get my equipment certified. On the basis of lab availability, COD pod availability, and some other logistic, ONF certification brigade would decide which ACL to approach. ACL would submit all the results back to certification brigade, and finally, ONF would be the entity giving final certification to the vendor equipment that it's certified for SEBA.
Can you clarify what is ACL?
ACLs are authorized COD lab, which would be coming up in multiple locations depending upon do they have the COD environments or not. So this is still work in progress. The certification brigade call was just announced last month, and we are still working on defining an ACL. Okay. in this process, Core QA Lab has an important role to play because they are supporting defining the core certification program with test cases, and this is what we have been currently working on with QA. So let's dive deeper into SEBA or SDN-enabled broadband access pod. So in general, a SEBA pod architecture would consist of a single aggregate switch. It could be an 100 gig switch connected to compute nodes. There are up to 16 OLT devices which can get connected to the aggregate switch via the NNI port. Each of these OLTs on their PON port can support up to 64 ONUs. This is what a general architecture of a SEBA pod is from AT&T. Now, there could be multiple other service providers which can come up with their own SEBA architecture, which is still to be discussed. But overview, right now what is available and what we are validating is this workflow. Also, there are multiple virtualization instances such as gateway VM and abstract OLT for each of these edge core OLT devices. And to the core side, there would be certain services such as BNG, Redis server, external OSs, and DHCP server, which would be used to create subscribers and authenticate subscribers on the subscriber end. Due to hardware constraints, at Flex, we have a subset of a SEBA pod, which consists of 4 compute nodes connected to aggregate switch. The aggregate switch has just a single OLT devices, which is from edge core, and that is connected to the 40 gig aggregate switch via an NNI port. We have around 4 ONU devices which gets connected on PON port to edge core OLT, and now we are creating subscribers. On the core network side, we don't have the BNG as of now, but we are using a single external node to host services for DHCP and also just a dump node so that we can check the end-to-end connectivity. All of these have been integrated to the ONF Jenkins environment, and from now onwards, with a single click, we could deploy an entire core pod. This is, as you can see here, these are the nightly builds for the Flex pod. These install various components such as XOS, COD, core services. All of these are installed via a single click now, and these are readily available if you go to the ONF website. Jenkins.opencore.org. Now, once you have a core pod deployed, this is what you would get the SEBA pod UI, which shows all the services which are instantiated or the service graph. Now, what is the test plan for this? In this test plan, what we want to validate is in a SEBA pod, the fast part, which is described from subscriber to external node, is followed or not. Is it taking the path from ONU to edge core to 40 gig switch or the fabric switch and going back to external node? This is what the fast part is, and there are no VMs associated with which are servicing the subscriber traffic. So this is what we are trying to validate in this test plan. Now, this could be validated once you have a pod environment and once you run the test cases, create subscriber, this could be validated using the ONOS UI, which I would be also giving a live demonstration of this working, and then you can see that the traffic on the OLT to subscriber end, to the core network end when you do a ping from subscriber. So for this validation, using the AT&T FCAPS documentation and working with the ONF QA group, the following automated SEBA test plan which is available. This overall could be categorized into multiple components such as, is ONU, depending upon ONU location, are subscriber created, are subscribers authenticated, is ONU under whitelist or not. So for instance, the first test case is verify end-to-end connectivity from subscriber to core end with ONU in correct location. Now we can place ONU in different location and see if the end-to-end connectivity still exists or not. We could create subscribers, but the subscribers are not authenticated, and check end-to-end connectivity. So you can come up with various permutation combination, and these all have been right now automated and are readily available on the ONF website as well, which is the jenkins.opencode.org. The entire test plan now takes at least like 1 hour to run on any available SEBA pod. And once you run the SEBA test plan, here, this is still work in progress. Here we have like 80% success rate, where 2 out of 10 test cases have failed, but there are 8 passed test cases. This gives you an overview of the test summary. And the next is you can dive deeper into the execution logs and have a look at what the test cases are, how the setup is doing, and what are the final validation ping requests which we are sending from the subscriber to the core network. Now let me show you a demo of this. So as I mentioned, like once you have this installation working, there would be no subscribers and all of these created. Sorry, I'm having some issue with you. Yeah. Now the entire cord pod could be deployed using a single click, which is over here. Once you have this, as you can see here, we have already did the cord installation, and that takes like 10 minutes now. Now this is what the automated test plan is. Now I would just do a replay on one of the test cases out of 10, which is for ONU in correct location. Once I do this, you can see subscriber being popped over here with C tag as 999, and also the S tag as 111. Moreover, you can see more OLT services and all of those getting created. Very soon on the ONOS UI as well, you would actually see a new subscriber being added. In regards to all of these NNI ports, you can see now like the PON ports, NNI ports, OLT devices, ONU devices, port, all of these are visible now. This might take at least 1 minute for subscriber to pop up here. As you can see here, now subscriber is available. So the subscriber got an IP address is 10.8.2.104. As soon as the subscriber is created, we are also running a ping from 10.8.2 to the destination node. If I type A here, you would be able to very soon the subscriber traffic as well. As you can see, it's transferring some packets from the subscriber to the destination node. So this test might at least take like 5 minutes to complete. And once the test is completed, all the subscribers would be deleted again, and then you would have a cord pod in a very clean state available. And also, if I go back to the destination node and just do a TCP dump, I should be able to see all of these the traffic related to SCAP and all of these. As you can see here, it's VLAN 111 and also VLAN 999, which were the S tags and C tags for the subscriber traffic. So this is what the demonstration of running a cord pod is, and we were able to actually validate the actual subscriber traffic is from the RG to ONU. From ONU, it goes to the VOLT. From VOLT, it goes back to aggregate switch, and then from aggregate switch, it goes to the destination node, which could be a core network in a normal deployment, a field deployment. So this might take like 5 minutes. For just checking on the results, I would I ran this test just today morning and look at the robot logs here. So as you can see, it gave some test summary. This would give you more detail about the execution of the test setup. This test was for the ONU in correct location. If you can dive deeper into this and actually check on the TCP and all these keywords related to the ping, the end-to-end validation. So login. So as you can see, we ran a ping for this, and there were successful response, and that's what traffic you were seeing on the ONU and also TCP dump on the destination node. So after 5 minutes, all of these subscribers would be deleted again. Let's go back to the presentation. So here, like, what is a summary? Like right now, like we are, as an plan, we would try to expand this our validation effort for SEBA and have more OLT devices connected so that we can scale our SEBA pod for more subscriber network traffic. The second thing is we would constantly work with core certification program to develop the CCP program and also in its execution phase. We are looking forward to develop in-house and expand the test facilities for the SEBA pod internally within Flex. And we would like to collaborate with more vendors and service provider to have more test cases, and going forward, we would support core deployments. Now, coming back to the pop quiz. The first is, what is the network traffic path or data plane from subscriber to core network in SEBA pod? And I have a gift card for correct answers. Come on, guys. You have been here for 2 days. Yeah, that's correct. How about the second one? You are almost correct. There was CCP. What's the full form? Yeah, that's correct. I don't know to whom to give. Okay, I'm a strict teacher, so I would give to the correct answer. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
How can we find those test scripts and those job Jenkins job configuration?
If you just do a git clone on the test logs, it's all available on the open core.github, not the GitHub, but their Git repositories. Just with a git clone, you can download all of these test cases.
Can you run the whole test on the previous session is the core simulator?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat?
He's asking if you could run the same tests on SEBA in a box.
Oh, I'm not sure if that has been tested.
Yeah, so if you run, after you set things up, if you run make run tests, then it will run through the set of tests that work. You showed a couple that didn't work.
Yeah.
So those are excluded by default, but there's, I think, 6 tests right now that are part of this framework that it will run, and it'll generate the log file and the other things that you showed.
What kind of traffic generator are you using?
Oh, sorry, can you?
What kind of traffic generator are you pumping the traffic?
Right now, we are just doing a ping from the source to destination. But we can use, like once we want to scale our traffic, we could use Parent or XGF to generate the traffic. Any other questions?
So I have a question. So you showed the deployment through Jenkins. You could deploy the pod in a single click. Is the model that other people would take that to their own Jenkins setup in their own organization to set up a pod, or can they
Yeah.
use your infrastructure?
Right now, we have been using ONF infrastructure for the deployment, but we also have our own internal Jenkins, which could be used to do an entire core deployment. But the current engagement was we wanted to have more collaborations with QA and also other companies, so that even they have visibility of what's going on. So the best way was to go with ONF. Okay, and also the problem is like this is the only single pod which we have, and we
Right.
want to share with other members as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's why we also have one internal deployment which is without OLT,
Mm-hmm.
and that's on an OCP rack. Okay.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you, guys.
Thank you.